And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me for the market recap. Still Monday, May the 23rd. Hopefully you've had a good trading day. My name's John Hoagland. As always, thanks for trusting me with your time. Well, after 7 straight weeks to the downside, our equities take one step out of the hole in an effort to break that streak. A lot of talking heads touting the rally in stocks. Question whether they actually believe it. Economists search for the next shoe to drop. And there's plenty out there. We'll see how things play out with this monkeypox thing. Apparently, in unmarket-related news, forecast members left Saturday Night Live at the end of the season this weekend. I didn't notice. Haven't been watching it that much lately. But best of luck to them, of course. E-mini S&Ps closed up 1.8%, NASDAQ up 1.7%, Dow futures up 1.7%. We have Zoom and Nordstrom still waiting for those earnings to pop up here on my chart. Let's see if we get a refresh. Maybe they'll pop up. No, not yet. Not yet. Well, we'll keep an eye out for those. No. No, not yet. Advanced Auto Parts also due out today. A lot of retails coming out this week. Seems like a never-ending earnings season for everybody today, or for everybody this week. Just taking a look at what happened in the markets today. Crude oil just seems to be awaiting new information. Absolutely zero change in value throughout the session today. I'll tell you what market was really on the move today was that natural gas. We talked about that this morning on the market forecast. I don't usually trade it, and I was looking at a level at the bottom of that channel for the bull flag as a potential for an opportunity. Never did give me that opportunity. Broke out the top of the channel, broke out above the weekly kickoff high. So it looks like we've brought in some continuation. We're going to check the volume on that at the end of the day today to see what kind of volume we brought in for that. E-mini S&Ps, continuation of Friday's late rally, really kind of failed to bring in any significant amount of volume. Even in New York, it looked like about 11% less volume today than on Friday. Similar disappointing volume in the NASDAQ. Gold, we failed to close above that weekly kickoff high. I'm finding that a little bit concerning for upside continuation. It was an up day. Did we really make a dent in anything is my question. The euro volume and delta divergence finds potential continuation higher. It wasn't all that impressive, I didn't think. And again, the 10-year, no major change after a narrow double distribution trend day to the downside. And again, that natural gas, really the winner of all these markets today, with I think one of the biggest moves and one of the opportunities that sometimes when the market is giving you an opportunity, sometimes it doesn't want to give you your prime trade location, and that's okay. Sometimes we miss some of these opportunities. We better get used to it because it's going to happen a lot. Because as I said this morning, focusing on where price has to advertise to prove you wrong is very important to your entry level, of course. Good afternoon, everyone. I got Tachyon, my brother Tom. Good to see you. Love you. James Swan. Hope everybody had a good day. Bill chilling with Dylan. Tachyon, time to reset my practice account. All right. Maybe not the best day, Tachyon. Vince, good afternoon. James, Tachyon lost your game today. Big time, James. But Spencer, good afternoon to you. Frederico, Dan Emmons pointing out where our equities have reached back to opening range breakouts on ES, followed by multiple resets of the first hour initial balance, regular trading hour close. Close is a strong close into settlement. Testing for Friday's opening range into the close is the Nasdaq. Glitter Sandwich, good to see you, Frederico. I knew the Planet of the Apes would become a reality. Oh, God, let's hope not. Dan, 4040 next hurdle on my radar. Wednesday's opening range. Glitter Sandwich, I keep getting shredded the first hour of the day. It's funny you say that, Glitter. When I first started learning the profile, I started to find better trade locations, but a lot of those good trade locations came after the first hour of trade. When the market opens in range and in value, there's no gaps, there's no real direction in the overnight session. Sometimes you're better waiting out that first hour of trade because quite often I see that the opportunities come after that first hour. The market sets up a range, and one extreme of that range is likely to hold. So if your market is opening in range and in value, sometimes you're better off waiting for that first hour before getting involved. Tachyon, James Swan, I only had about 700 of wiggle room to trade, got too excited and too greedy, was given the opportunity to break even, didn't take it, still learn a lot. When I'm down on the day and I take a trade that makes me whole, I tend to find that if I don't take that trade, if I don't just get back to even and rethink things, usually they end up taking a lot of it away. I'll back away from me. He could have pulled it back, but no, there is no stupid. Sometimes, and I'm sure this is true with all of us, our inner dialogue, the things that we say to ourselves about ourselves, are extremely harsh. I know I'm guilty of it. I know many of you are guilty of it. James, try and change that inner dialogue. There's no stupid could have, would have, might have, had I done this, had I done that. Whenever those thoughts and feelings come into your mind, change that inner dialogue and remind yourself that that is your mind telling you that there's still more to learn. And it doesn't get any easier after 30 years. But you just have to keep that inner dialogue positive and make note. Okay, this didn't work, so there's something I missed. There's something else that I need to learn. Keep doing that. Pretty soon the huge field of information that we all need to learn to be successful at this gets smaller and smaller, and our knowledge increases. George, Lacey's right here. She's sleeping on the floor right at my feet. And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Make Hogue money, and I look forward to it every day, every week when we have it. Again, we're still looking for more feedback on improving, expanding, contracting, whatever it is we're going to do with it. Make sure you let us know. Uh-oh, nothing happened. This should work. Let me click it. Yeah, that's the registration for Make Hogue Money. Don't know what wrong button is. Ah, okay, good. Oh, the intro was played? Odd. The second time? Sorry about that. I probably did press the wrong button. I'm pretty good at that. Sorry about that. Emily. Had a good day after my last Thursday blowout. Have learned so much with this group. It's my pleasure. All right. New gremlins. I'm the gremlin this time. I clicked something over here and I should have just left it alone. Fail. There you go. There's my brother. Quick to tell me when I'm wrong. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Wrong button. ES late spike higher. All right. All right. I gotta count on my brothers. I do tell people, make sure to hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback. Heckling is welcome as well as love. So yeah, we had Stripe there. All right. I think I found them at least partially. Had a little bit of trouble during coaching today. Restarted the computer. Seems to be running fine again now. So we keep restarting it, I guess. Mike, I'm glad. My goodness. Good to see you. All right. Let's jump into the charts and let's start with crude oil. Let's get that out of the way right away. Very uninteresting day here. So let's get that out of the way. Here we go. Almost started the entry, it's the opening sequence again. I caught myself this time. Do we see the cursor? Yes, we do. All right. So we were kind of looking at short time frame balance. We're still in short time frame balance. The extremes of that I listed this morning as 113.20 and 106 even. We didn't get to either. So not a big day today. Take a look. Well, here's the daily. We're kind of falling into balance here. Now we're out of rollover. So if there's something that changes, our longer time frame traders are more likely to become directional now than during rollover. Here's the kind of rollover range that we established. We didn't do anything today. We didn't change value. We barely changed settlement. So settlement was 110.28. We're not too far off that here. Value high, value low, value inside yesterday's value. No major changes today. Let's look at this. This is the quote board. 110.29. Oh, we closed one tick higher today. Ooh, that's a good day. No, that was kind of a quiet day in crude oil. Don't worry. It's going to give us opportunities and risk coming down the pipeline. So here's the S&Ps. Structured to the downside, of course. Friday's volume and open interest we found somewhat interesting. Actually, let me look this up real quick without too much time. We were looking at the preliminary numbers this morning as far as open interest is concerned in the equities. We were looking at a $3,000 increase in open interest. When the final came out, we actually lost 45, almost 4,500 in open interest on this pullback off the low. I was kind of encouraged by the fact that the preliminary was saying that there was an additional 3,000 contracts added off that low. Instead, it was the opposite. That I find very interesting. Look at the volume for today. Another upside move on low volume. We've been seeing that consistently on pullbacks off of new lows here. New low, weak open, weak volume. Look at these two. Weak volume. Coming off this low, couple of up days, weak volume, weak volume. So it makes me wonder if this move to the upside has any real teeth to it, and we'll find out tomorrow morning when we look at the open interest, which as of this morning, they were way off on open interest. Yes, on Friday. It's a little unnerving because I look at those numbers and I count on them for my hypotheses. I don't usually see it that far off. Here we are, the market moving higher. We actually ended up with some lower delta. We've now moved that delta a little bit higher, but no major change in anything that I would be looking at as far as a major divergence. So here we sit. Here's the value high from Wednesday. Let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ gives me heart palpitations. Again, let's see here. So in the NASDAQ, we were looking at a 900 contract increase in open interest when it actually came out negative 2,568. Again, a little disappointing off this low. We're looking for excess at this low. We're looking for buyers to be evident, to come in to push price back above the chasm that we're about to jump off of. And it didn't happen the way we thought. We lost open interest. We had very low volume again today. If we lose open interest, then we're going to still be in that same pattern where up days are hollow. Now we could certainly come all the way back up and retest this high up here before finding out if we're really going to change any kind of market state here. It's going to be another interesting trading day for us tomorrow. I'll be watching the open interest first thing tomorrow when I sit down to see if we lost open interest, if we gained open interest, and I guess how much I trust that information. All right, so we did crude, S&P, NASDAQ, gold. What kind of a disappointment in gold here this today. Looking for a little bit more continuation to the upside that we just did not see. We lost for 6,000 in open interest on the preliminary. I want to take a look and see how it looks here on the final. I might need to get my glasses out because I'm old. Okay, it says, yeah, the final was about correct. We lost about 6,400 in open interest on Friday. Lower volume. See, this is starting to look a little bit hollow on the way up, as it is in the S&Ps. Here's the 30-minute chart. Weekly kickoff, 1851. Looking a little bit magnetic, don't you think? We didn't really get the information we were looking for on Friday. And we had overnight longs that brought price basically right back to the gap fill by the end of the session today. We didn't find buyers up here. We did not find buyers up here. We settled below this weekly kickoff level as well before going back and testing above it. This weekly kickoff is going to be somewhat pivotal tomorrow morning, but I caution about the idea of just treating it as long above and short below. It does let you limit risk, but if it becomes magnetic, it can go through that level. several times and get you pretty chopped up. So we'll be looking at gold tomorrow rather closely to see what happens in the overnight and to see if there was any increase in open interest here today as it attempts to find acceptance above that level. Euro, however, looks like we did find some acceptance above this weekly kickoff level here. We lost 5,000 in open interest on Friday. It makes sense. We had some long liquidation, it looks like, and that long liquidation takes selling power away from the marketplace. Take a look at this 30. Much different than gold. Gold came back and closed the gap. But a similar situation as far as weekly kickoff is concerned. This weekly kickoff level, just kind of pushed up through it. How is volume? Volume was actually relatively good, and take a look at the delta. So as price continued to push higher, delta continued to push lower. Our more aggressive traders today were the sellers using market orders to hit bids, but the bids just kept on coming in. Perhaps we brought in some longer time frame buyers in this market and closed it above an important inflection level. Lots of visuals and targets for us to think about up above in this market. Looks like the dollar maybe took a little bit of a hit today. Let's take a look. Yeah, the dollar is off over 1% today. So it makes sense that this market continued to grind higher. 10-year. Losing 26,000 on this push to the upside, putting in kind of a weak high. Take a look at 30. Okay. Lower highs, lower lows. An attempt to get up to value high from Friday did not succeed. We did put in a double distribution trend day to the downside, but in a very narrow range. How did volume look? You ask? Quiet. Quiet. Here's the market of the day. So we were looking at this as a bull flag. It certainly proved itself to be. Take a look at the volume. Okay, that's good volume. That's good volume. Especially because we know that this market is rolling over on Thursday. This is rolling over on Thursday. That's the highest volume we've seen since it was the front month. That's encouraging to the upside. Remember the auction process. Volume is a big part of it. So we're looking at this morning. Let's put the profile on so we can see where the market was when we were talking on the forecast. Just as this market was opening, we were thinking, oh boy, if we get an opportunity for the market to come down and retest this trend line, I was very interested in that spot. It did not give me that opportunity. As soon as it broke out the high of this channel and continued to bring in volume, breaking out above weekly kickoff high, coming back to it in short time frame, finding support, and then continuing this move to the upside. If we brought in a bunch of open interest, even though it's rollover, I think that this auction to the upside may start to present itself as relatively healthy. Healthy. That's what I like, a healthy auction. I think every auction should be healthy. Every person, we should all be healthy. God willing, that would be wonderful. So hopefully, again, you had a good trading day. Had a good session for group coaching. Sorry, my computer acted up just a little bit. But if there's anything that can make a computer act up, it's these hands. What did we do as far as this day in history? I always like to kind of go through these to think about our past, and we try and keep them positive. Well, on May 23rd, 1934, Bonnie and Clyde were shot to death. by Texas and Louisiana State Police. They were driving a stolen car at the time. Of course they were. There was some bad things happened to some Nazis on this day. I do like to try and keep this positive. What else did I see here? I saw today's Raquel Welch's birthday. Apparently she's 90. Or would be. I'm not sure. You'd do alive or dead. And in music, today, Rosemary Clooney's birthday. She was born in 1928. She's got a famous actor's son, I think. 1960, the Everly Brothers started a 5-week run at number one in the singles chart, Kathy's Clown. My goodness. 1934, Robert Moog's birthday today. The inventor of the synthesizer. Always makes me think of Screen Gems. Ella Fitzgerald became the first artist to have a hit with a Beatles cover in 1964 on this date. She did her version of Can't Buy Me Love. The Grateful Dead played their first gig outside the U.S. in England on this date. I have a picture on my phone my little brother Tom gave me of us and our little group at a Grateful Dead concert. We're thinking 1985. I remember the show. It was such a good time. And that's about it. Something here about Led Zeppelin. The King of Sweden presented the surviving members of Led Zeppelin with the Polar Music Prize in Stockholm, recognizing them as great pioneers of rock music. Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones were joined with the daughter of John Bonham to collect the award. It was 2006. And that's about it. Thanks for taking a little while and hanging out with me at the end of the day, and think about getting ready for the opportunities for us tomorrow. All right. Good night, everybody, and God bless, James says. Vince, rest up for the war tomorrow. Let's try and get in line instead of fighting. We'll see if we can work on that tomorrow, Vince. Get everybody get some rest today. Have a good evening. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Don't forget, pray for world peace. We could use the prayers. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow morning on the market forecast. Don't forget, we have Make Hogue Money just after the market forecast tomorrow. Looking forward to a busy, fun, good day in the markets tomorrow. Again, get some rest. Be kind. Blessings to you all. We'll see you in the morning.